Question 3, which expression is equivalent to the cube root of 27c to the 7th multiplied by the cube root of 250c squared? Before we get started, it's important to be aware of what some of the cube roots are. These are the cube roots we'll need for this particular problem. So let's tackle one cube root problem at a time. First, notice 27 itself is a perfect cube. The cube root of 27 is 3. And that's because 3 times 3 times 3 is 27. So we have 3 multiplied by the cube root of c to the 7th. In order to take the cube root of variables, the exponent must be divisible by the index. 7 right now is not divisible by 3. However, we can rewrite this problem as the cube root of c to the 6th multiplied by the cube root of c. The cube root of c to the 6th is just c squared. 6 divided by 3 gives us 2. And then we cannot take the cube root of just c. So we've simplified the first part of this problem. Now we need to simplify the second part, the cube root of 250c squared. So 250 itself is not a perfect cube. However, it is divisible by 125. 125 multiplied by 2 gives us 250. So we're going to rewrite this as the cube root of 125 times the cube root of 2 times the cube root of c squared. The cube root of 125 is 5. That's because 5 times 5 times 5 is 125. You cannot take the cube root of this 2 or this c squared. So the 2c squared stays underneath. That's going to get multiplied by the whole first part of the problem, which is 3c squared times the cube root of c. Let's just do this a part at a time. 3c squared times 5 is 15c squared. And then the cube root of c times the cube root of 2c squared is the cube root of 2c cubed. And then finally, we can simplify this just a little bit further because we've got the cube root of c to the 3rd. The cube root, let's do this off to the side, of c to the 3rd is just c. And that's because 3 is divisible by 3. So I'm just going to use my eraser because I'm out of space. We're going to take this c squared out from underneath that radical. This is still a 2. And then this c squared on the outside becomes a c to the 3rd power. Oops, not that one. This one.